Hey guys, welcome to a Plan With Me video for the month of August. I am using the Everyday Explorers Let's Be Explorers planner for this video. I will link the description down below on how I set it up last year, and these are some of the materials that I will be using. I've been using this mainly as a work planner, meaning all my tasks are housed in this planner specifically for work. That way it's easier for me to filter it out with my personal tasks and personal requirements. So here are some of the inconsistent pages that I've been working, but it gets a job done for me, so I guess there's that. I've wanted to share a monthly setup because lately I've been really a fan of setting up how my month is going to go. That way it's easier for me to sort of get through the month and know what it is expected of me in terms of work. And I'm using these Everyday Explorers stamps and stickers, which CH, the owner of Everyday Explorers, who's also my good friend, sent me. Thank you so much, CH. They're all really pretty. And I'm also using some inks with this like color scheme, which is like pinkish and coralish. And random fact, I actually handmade this pot, which I am now going to use to store my inks and stationery. So yeah, speaking of the color scheme, I'm going for like a pastel, corally, bright. It's actually very summery color scheme, and of course I got some pens that have the same vibe, which I will be using specifically for this setup, including my new fountain pen, because why not? So yeah, let's just head on and set up my setup for this month. Actually, if there's one thing I've learned in the past few months that I've been planning using this planner, it's that I feel like I've become more efficient working when I segment my days in specific tasks. Wow, I just realized that after like 5 years of working in this job. So that's the main purpose of my monthly setup, so that I can see what to expect in the next weeks and days. And I am going to be working on the spread on the right side first, the right page, where I usually write what to expect during the month. I find that also these little stamps that Everyday Explorers has are great because they're planner friendly, and I like that it's a great reminder for me also to put out the stuff that I usually forget. And I'm a very much analog person when it comes to planning. I feel like as much as I have a Google Calendar, planning things in analog form is easier for me to pinpoint what is due for the month and for the week. Usually my digital calendar is just for meetings and online events, but everything else is just done on paper. I love sticking these motivational stickers that are great, especially for the boxes that are not used, or I might be able to use them, we'll see. But yeah, generally, if you see the layout of this planner, on the three-fourths of the spread consists of the monthly setup, which is the monthly overview where you can label it yourself. And then you have the right side, which says this month. And I like that because it helps me facilitate also where my focus is, especially for a specific month, because my job is very much random in a sense that I don't really have a specific focus for the next half of the year. So for August, it's going to be, of course, working on Patreon and also PaperCon, which is upcoming, and the shop. So that way I tend to schedule it accordingly during the month, and that way it's also easier for me to pinpoint what needs to be done immediately in the week. So I'm just sticking random stickers. As you know, my journaling process always consists of sticking everything first before I label them, because that way it's more functional for me, and I write a lot. Like, I really like to write a lot, so with this it's easier for me to just jot down what is needed for the day, for the month, and of course for the week. So yeah, I'm just going to write down my stuff for Patreon. If you're not familiar with Patreon, it is a paid platform for creators like me to get support from patrons like you in order for me to keep making stuff like this. I will link my Patreon video down below. So it's been a month since I started Patreon. It's been a great transition. I've been really enjoying all the tasks, and I feel like in the span of 5 years, I've never felt this creatively fulfilled because of working on my Patreon account and Patreon page and for my patrons and developing the rewards. It's been really a fun experiment, and I'm looking forward to really expand it further on. Anyway, I'm also stamping. As you can see, I'm not really a great stamper. Is that what you call it? I'm not a really great person who does stamping, so please bear with me with like the uneven stamping and stuff, but I'm really learning, so I hope to improve on that soon. So my priority for the month is really Patreon, but I still have 2 other priorities, which are PaperCon and the shop, which you will see on the list down below. So I divided it with my tarot washi tape just so it's easier for me to visually see the levels and know the tasks at hand. As I mentioned, I do have a lot of stuff that I work on for Patreon, but I divide them into weeks. That way it's easier for me to figure out how to go about it. And now heading down to PaperCon and the shop, there's also a lot to be done because PaperCon is going to go digital this year, which I will share more in future videos. And also for the shop, I just have to work on some admin stuff and release new products in time for the Burr months, which is generally the holidays. And yeah, I just have extra space downstairs. So downstairs, like, why am I going downstairs? I just added like a sticker, and here we start with planning the days. So my schedule now is usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are reserved for Patreon and anything related to developing rewards and coming up with ideas, replying to messages, posting updates. And I feel like my structure is helping me also be more flexible with everything else that's going on in my life and in my other side projects, because I still have YouTube, I run a shop, I run my social media accounts, and I also am working on some side projects like an ebook and stuff like that, which are usually for Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is also where the days where I go to the studio, usually in the morning when it's not super hot yet, because in the morning it gets a bit warm, and then towards the afternoon it gets super hot, and then towards the evening it becomes really rainy, so I really want to avoid that. So most of the time I go to the office and pack orders, sort inventory, or clean up the space. So I do try to manage it back and forth either Tuesdays or Thursdays because my car is coding on Wednesdays. So there's that. So with this structure, I feel like I've become more flexible in such a way that if I don't get things done, I can still have the next schedule for that and I won't feel as bad. And I used to be super particular with having to finish a task within the day, but now I tend to like expand it more into a week's time, and I feel like it's become so liberating for me. You don't know how overworked I am, and I try to be really productive, but sometimes I feel like it's not the energy that I pour out of it is not enough in order for me to feel fulfilled as a person. And I feel like as I got older, I've learned to develop that habit of just not making sure I finished everything in a week, but not in a day. So this is overall what my skeleton looks like in terms of my month, and then I'm just adding really cute stickers. I'm biased because I like this all the paper sticker sheet that CH produced because I love stationery and I feel like it's great to just always talk about it and journal about it. So also my new schedule for videos is usually Fridays or Saturdays. It depends, I guess, on the deadlines by clients or by me. And if you are a patron, you'll be able to access the videos like on Wednesdays. I make sure to upload it early and like put it on unlisted. So here are just some random errands that I might forget. So I'm putting it down now because you might know, and obviously I am filming this a few days earlier than August. So I'm also showing you guys the really nice ink that I got and the really nice pen that I got. So this is my TWSBI Eco Fountain Pen. I think I got the fine one, which is F. If you want me to talk about fountain pens, let me know in the comments below. I do have some here, like I have 4, and I want to dive deep into it, but I haven't really done that because I usually just use my fountain pens for journal writing and personal purposes, but I really am enjoying fountain pens recently. So this is what my working calendar looks like, and on Sundays I am trying to sneak in some me time, which is basically studying new skills also, like German and tarot, and also playing the guitar, which I've been getting back at recently because my fingers are not really good at tolerating, so I have to develop the callus and make sure that I do the deed. So last but not least, on the bottom left, actually the bottom part of the monthly overview, there are blank spaces. So I decided to just write down some of the things I need to take note of on a monthly and weekly basis, because it's so easy to get lost in a sea of a monthly overview because you see everything in a month's time. And what I like to do is to break it down. And by breaking it down to simple, actionable steps also per week, it's easier for me to figure out what has to be done, which is why I like this planner so much, because the subsequent pages will talk about all the different tasks that I need to do, which hopefully I'll do a video also on how I set up my work situation lately, because I work from home and it's become really different. I feel like this planner has seen my growth in the past couple of months, because there was also I think a month that I barely touched it because my week's planner could basically handle all the stuff that I needed to do, and I also took some months off during quarantine and figure out what else I wanted to do. So yeah, but generally now I feel like it's a structure that I work well with, and it's really important when you get a planner to make the planner work for you, because if you try to adapt to a certain planner, I think it's going to be hard for you to actually use it, and you're going to lose motivation in it. That's why I do understand that a lot of bullet journaling artists make their own journals, because it's making a system that's more efficient for you. I'm just glad that I can always rely on this and not have to plan ahead, and I really like the layout. It's very clean. It's very CH. So yeah, my last few entries here are my plans and what I have to do, because I have new responsibilities in the next month. That way I know what to do in advance, so pre-film, pre-make the content, pre-design everything. And yeah, I just put some pep talks here in case I get too overwhelmed with everything, which is mostly 24/7. So this is basically how my layout looks like. I just like to add a little more illustrations, but generally this is the final product. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on planning, journaling, and creativity. Bye!